So this showed up this morning on my doorstep, and I haven't been able to actually physically detach it from my body yet, so that's a thing. Hey guys, Little V here. Yes, you can use my music, and no, I don't do tabs. And for the quadrillionth billionth time, I think that's the real number, someone do a zero count on that. I do not do requests, please stop. That is the fastest way to get on my bad side. By the way, if the next question is, why am I wearing a Charmander onesie? And I'm gonna answer that with another question. Why aren't you wearing a Charmander onesie? Welcome back to Q&A with V, number 6, the show where I answer your guys' questions, and we all collectively laugh at the stupid on the internet. And I know I said last time there was a video that was supposed to be up on the weekend, my car died. Transmission just went beep. Also on a busy road in the middle of rush hour on my way to work. So, you know, one of those like if everything can go wrong, it can go wrong kind of things. Basically, I just wasn't home this weekend. I was on the other side of the city. So, yeah, sorry about that. That video will be up on Thursday, this time I promise. So, a quick little PSA before we get started. There's been a video making the rounds right now called Why the Blue Yeti Sucks from Ouija Plays. Well, on top of the fact that it's full of misinformation and it straight up one point contradicts itself, there's a guy by the name of Bob Vids who pointed out that it's a complete ripoff of another person's video from 2 years back by the name of Soul Brother talking about the same thing, like right down to the jokes. And all I can say to that is, f*** you, Ouija Plays. This one's from, I'm gonna butcher your name, I apologize, Joao Azevendo? Are you responsible for the art of the channel? So the really early stuff, yes, that's me. I got a stock image of a space background and then made my own little V out of a custom font that I kind of modified, stuff like that. The caricature of me, the cartoon version of me, that's done by a guy named Strikelist, and the more recent stuff has been done by a guy named Cranky Construct, which I'm sure a few of you are familiar with. AC Roar asks, how many times do you tend to f*** up and start over when playing an instrument? Or are all your takes as flawless as the end result? So for those who tune into my live streams, I tend to do all my mistakes there, as I'm trying to pick apart songs and learn parts and stuff like that. By the time it comes to the video, I usually got the part pretty much under control, although I do have my bad days depending on how I feel and stuff like that. Most of the stuff I write is relatively easy for myself to play. Might be different for other people and stuff like that, but yeah, I tend to write stuff that isn't super technically crazy so I can dance around like a jackass. That being said though, the things I do mess up the most is the video, because, well, I live with family, and there's a tiny little dog that never shuts up. Oh my god! Are we all done? It'd be a really good thing. It's one of the reasons why I'm moving to Montreal. Roaster of the Century says, F you, you misled me. I know, and you fell for it, that was the point. Patrick Gerard asks, have you learned French? Just a little French sentence for your French fan who love your video? Only a few words and a couple basic sentences. Canada actually has 2 official languages, that's English and French. And when I move to Montreal, I do plan on learning a heck of a lot more French, because that's the French part of Canada. But for the moment, no, not really. I will though eventually, hopefully by the end of the year. Outrage Swampert asks, what is the thing that keeps you going? I love music. I have a really, probably an unhealthy obsession of music. I love listening to it, I love playing it. Honestly, I couldn't see myself doing anything else as a job. I've tried other things, I've tried manual labor, I haven't done a desk job, but I know for a fact I would hate that. But I just love playing music. Like, that's the thing that gets me out of bed in the morning, is playing music, my girlfriend, and playing video games. That's basically that. Oh, and food. I love food. Food's good too. Another name I'm gonna completely butcher, from Sebastian Nunes Penta, why no tabs? Grab a drink, everyone, this is gonna take a minute to explain. So there's 2 main reasons why I dislike tablature. First and foremost, it lacks rhythm, so you can't really see rhythmically what's going on, just melodically what's going on. And as a rhythmic player, that's kind of important to what I do. And you'd still need, like, music notation to read that, so why not just read music notation? The second reason is all tablature really lets you do is regurgitate other people's parts, which, in like a really specific scenario, if you're learning someone else's music for a band or something like that, you know, learning someone else, rehearsing and stuff like that, fine, whatever, I'll let that slide. But I think that's one of the main reasons why a lot of guitar players nowadays, especially metal guitar players, sound exactly the same, is because they're all essentially ripping off Petrucci and Tosin Abasi and Dimebag Darrell and all those guys. They're just copying their parts lick for lick, shot for shot, everything, and they're not really learning it. You know what I mean? They're just kind of regurgitating it. They're just kind of like, okay, cool, I'm playing this. Awesome, now I got that. See, what I do is I learn by ear. I'm an audible learner, which is, first off, a really useful thing being a musician. But one of the things I love about picking apart songs is picking apart the song, understanding how it works, understanding the relationship between the notes, why things sound good, why things don't sound good, stuff like that. And as far as music theory goes, I only have a really basic knowledge of music theory. Basically the stuff you learn in high school and like a little bit into university and stuff, so nothing super crazy. Remember earlier when I said the dog likes to bark a lot? Ultimately, tablature is just, it's not for me. I don't like it because it doesn't show you musically what's going on. That's essentially why I don't like it. That, and no rhythm. And if you're gonna go that far as to learn, you might as well just learn how to read music. Every other instrument learns how to read music. It's just guitar players that just learn tablature. That would be like everyone else has learned how to speak French, and guitar players went, nah, I'm gonna learn how to speak Spanish, because that's close enough. Alright, that got a little heavy. Comment for a palate cleanser. This is awful! Anyways, that's all the time I have for this week. Again, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. Rock on, peace out, we'll see you next week.